Hi, Novilineal, doing some test plays today. So I'll be running your map here, Kepler. Yeah, just looking at the Discord site, looking at your phone, looks like you're just kind of looking for general feedback and sort of should it be expert or expert plus. Okay. Yeah, ran it through the map checker, no major issues. Your jump distance, no jump speed look good for, actually, hang on. For Expert Plus, it looks good. If it's gonna be Expert, it might be a little bit fast. But I'm going in with the assumption that we wanted Expert Plus. Because it kind of sounds like you mapped it to the most complex you could for a song, and I think that's what you want to do for Expert Plus. It doesn't have to be fast for it to be Expert Plus. Is it the max expressed, right? Like, have you expressed everything in the song that you can without resorting to things like overmapping or just kind of artificially making it difficult? Like, I've played some Expert Plus maps that have, like, notes per second of, like, the 2 to 3 range. So yeah, I don't think you need to worry too much about that. But really, I'll just jump in and we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to start now. Some of the angles feel a little weird. I'll slow it down later and see if I can find some examples, but they feel like a little bad cutty. Whoop. No, I think that was fine. There's a little bit of a weird angle on the blue there. Whoop. I'll probably, it's a short song. I'll play it slower, not because I can't handle it, but it's just, sorry, that was me. It's just kind of hard to think when I'm playing it. Yeah, some of these angles feel a little weird, but like I said, I'll slow it down so I can point some out. Actually, that might be something that the map checker can help you with. There might have been some resets there. That part felt a little intense. I don't think the music was any more intense than it's kind of been in the rest of the song. So it just kind of felt unnecessarily, yeah, some of these angles are a little weird. Oh, that might have been, hitbox abuse. Whoop, that was me. Sorry, now I'm off. Okay. Yeah. Flow felt good. Yeah, I would have no problem calling that an Expert Plus song. You got a lot of stuff going on there, so that's fine. Yeah, so let me slow it down. Like I said, not because it was too hard, but I can't point out that stuff while I'm going. So I want to try to find some examples. Okay, so that's an example of where I think the angles are a little bit weird. So what's happening is that your, for example, the gray note that was up here was straight up. So, you had your hands here, and then the notes were kind of coming back down and in. So, I mean, I guess you're kind of going for like a little wrist roll there. And so that can be fine. The trouble is you're going to get a lot of players like me, who are just going to play those as straight up and downs. And so they're going to score badly on it. Like, it's a little bit of a stretch to expect people. Like generally, unless you're going for like tech, I guess, if the note is kind of straight above, because I used to do this all the time where I'd have like, a down block in like the far right column. And then the next one I would put as a diagonal because I want to lean out on a diagonal for the next note. And you don't really want to do that. Like you want to base the angle of the note on sort of what the previous note is doing. Cause like you want it to flow nicely, right? So the thing is, I mean, I can do that, but it's not kind of obvious that I'm supposed to. And so you're going to get people who are just going to kind of come down and play them badly. I'll just keep going because I think it's going to happen later. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so like there too, like you had like this note I think was either straight down and then the next, actually what was that doing? Let me go back at 19 seconds, so I'll go to like 15. Yeah, because what happens is that note is straight down and then the next note is out here. And that's really hard to hit properly, especially with how fast those notes were together. And I don't think it's going to be any kind of like risk like a hand clap, but then you also have the blue note is coming in at a diagonal right beside it. So like, again, I'm not hand clapping, but it felt really awkward because if I were to play that correctly, I'd have to come down, swing it out, and then I probably would hand clap there. So the reason I'm not hand clapping is because I'm basically playing it as straight up and down. And so then, people aren't going to like that. Yeah, that part's good. Yeah, so that's the same problem. Or like what's happening is, again, I'm doing like these little wrist rolls, which again, wrist rolls can be fine, but when they're in that kind of tight complexity it's hard to think. When they're that fast after each other, it can just be hard to hit that. So I would put, and I bet that that's the kind of thing actually that will show up on the map checker. Yeah, so same thing there. You had the note, let me go back, 36. Because I think you had the note come out and then up. And like, I don't get this as being like a tech map where you want, yeah. Yeah, so it comes out. So my hand is out here. So to hit this next note properly, I have to swing it back around and come up, which I find not very intuitive. So again, I'm playing that note as a straight up. Anyway, I think I've kind of belabored that point enough. Like, cause it's kind of happening throughout the map. So what I'll do is I'll link the map checker. I think it's called like a swing warning or something like that. And I bet it'll point all of those out. So I think you can tidy those up a little bit by just kind of lining up the angles a little bit better, right? So for example, if you want that note to be that diagonal up, then have the note before either be a diagonal in the opposite direction or straight down but to the opposite side of which way you want the diagonal to go. And it would just make it flow quite a bit better. I didn't get the sense you were looking for like super tech with this because sometimes you can get away with those angles in tech. It doesn't strike me as a tech map because I think if you want to make this a tech map, then you got to go more. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Just when I was playing, I found some of the angles a little bit awkward. But otherwise, it's fine. I think there were a couple double directionals I pointed out, but like if you run it through the map checker, it'll find those for you too. Otherwise, I think it's very good. I think you said this was your first map, if I remember correctly, which, yeah, that's pretty good. This is an excellent, draft of a first map. There's a lot of really good stuff here. I would just clean it up just a little bit. It'll just make it more polished and flow better. And I think this is going to be really good. So yeah, hope that helps.